Hi everyone, Gianni Di Poce here with you for TheoTrade, and today is Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. We saw a rather soft inflation reading earlier today, and at first it sent stocks soaring to new all-time highs, but ever since the new all-time high earlier this morning, we've been pretty much chopping around. We sold off pretty hard, now consolidating near the lows of the day, got less than an hour before the closing bell. The NASDAQ was outperforming earlier in the session. Right now, it's neck and neck with the S&P. Still no new all-time high in the NASDAQ, and this continues to be a problem that I've been highlighting in recent weeks. The longer it takes for the NASDAQ to hit a new all-time high, the bigger of its sell signal it becomes. Now, we do see the Dow selling off the most today. It also hit a new all-time high. The Russell 2000 actually is up. That also hit a new all-time high. But I do want to take a moment today to talk a little bit about what I like to call modern Dow theory. So classical Dow theory occurs when the Dow Jones Industrial Average hits a new all-time high and the Dow Jones Transportation Index hits a new all-time high as well. But let's be real, the biggest part of the economy today, the most amount of growth is happening in the tech space. So I like to use the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index compared to the NASDAQ 100. You can use either QQQ or NQ as a proxy. I like to see those confirming one another. And so what we have now is still a situation where semiconductors have hit a new all-time high, which is bullish because they tend to lead, but we still lack the confirmation from the NASDAQ 100. And so you could kind of liken SOX, or the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index, to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and the NASDAQ 100 to the Transportation Index, kind of refitting the Dow theory into a more modern perspective, if you will. So those are some of the issues that I'm still keeping track of. Bigger picture. Rumor is tomorrow we'll get the Supreme Court ruling on tariffs. We'll see if they actually follow through with that this time. I don't think that they would necessarily refund all the money that's been brought in, but maybe they'll stop, being able to collect tariffs. I'm not really sure how it's going to go. But if this market is looking for a reason to sell off, that could provide us a reason to do so. And so, the setup is kind of there since the NASDAQ hasn't hit a new all-time high. That all being said, okay, the top performing sector in the market last week was consumer discretionary. And before you say, oh, XLY is just Amazon and Tesla, and I'd say, okay, fine. Never mind the fact that Amazon closed at its highest weekly level in history this past Friday. That's pretty bullish. Never mind the fact that Tesla has the best setup out of all of the Magnificent Seven stocks. As we go forward into 2026. But what I would say is that, consumer discretionary, that wouldn't be outperforming right now if we're about to roll over. Even if you look at the equal weight consumer discretionaries. So let's, balance it out. Let's make it equal. Aside from being overweight Tesla and Amazon, you're still seeing new all-time highs in the consumer discretionary index. That says a lot. But if we zoom out our time frame a little bit, we'll see that basic materials have been strengthening quite a bit. And so this has an inflationary element to it. And so even after that soft inflation report this morning, the Fed came out today and said, hey, we're not really in a rush to lower rates much more. So now you also have the wild card between Trump and Powell, or I guess the Justice Department and Fed Chair Powell. Apparently, he's been served. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, the guy only has a few months left as his term as Fed Chair, anyways. So he's still going to be on the board and still has to vote to lower rates even after he's no longer Fed Chair. But I am keeping a close watch on crude oil here. I was live with Corey Rosenblum today, and we were talking about the importance of this level, the $60 to $62 level. To me, you clear that. Next stop is probably 65, 67. You clear 65, 67. You could see a rally all the way up to 75, 77. So needless to say, we are at a very important juncture. I'm not seeing that many energy stocks show up on the Trinity terminal just yet, so I'm not really getting too excited about this. But I am seeing a lot more stocks in the basic material space show up on the Trinity terminal, which tells me this rally in basic materials is totally real. So, on the periphery of basic materials is gold and silver. So gold is actually down on the day after hitting a new all-time high. You take a look at silver, rallied up to 89, had a secondary target in the 87 to $88 level. You finally have some bearish divergence. The RSI indicator has not confirmed this rally. This tells us that upside momentum is waiting. This tells us that the conditions are present for a pause in this rally or even a pullback. That doesn't automatically mean you're going to drop or drop hard. It just means that upside momentum is waning and further gains here are not really worth chasing. So that's what's happening in the precious metal space. You take a look here at crypto. Bitcoin having a very nice day here. We're really close to taking out this high from January 5th. If we do, you can make a strong case that the trend has flipped bullish. Ethereum also seeing a solid rally. I like what's happening on that front as well. Continuing to monitor that rather closely. But elsewhere in the market, I did finally close out my long position in the rest of my long position in Arcutis Biotherapeutics. Got out yesterday, booked 49% gain on that, and then earlier today I actually closed out a super lotto trade in the Trinity trade, a call, an options trade. It was a call, and we had a 2:30 strike with an expiration of this Friday. We closed that out today for a 50% gain. So that one is in the books, and seeing a lot of still fantastic setups, a lot of good follow through in some names. Still long that position in MBX Biosciences, still had that target at 41. So good things happening in this market if you know where to look. The Trinity Terminal has been very useful in helping narrow down not just the strongest sectors where those are moving, but also the strongest stocks in those sectors. So don't want to waste my time looking at setups that aren't really worth it. I'm also monitoring what's going on in China very closely. We had a big move in China yesterday, and I think a lot of it comes back down to the dollar, how the dollar will do. But China's trying to stimulate quite a bit. You've got big moves playing out in names like Baidu and Alibaba, to name a couple. Even JD.com, which has been kind of down in the doldrums, looks like it's trying to carve out a bottom here. So I'd keep a close watch on the Chinese share market as well, because we know that if this bottom takes, then you're probably going to see some huge moves to the upside. So take a look here at bonds. Bonds, a little bit of a rally here today, nothing spectacular. I tend to believe bonds more than crude oil, and this is why I'm leaving the door open for crude oil to reverse here, is because I do have bonds setting up to carve out a low here and to rally, and it's very uncommon to see bonds and crude oil move in the same direction. So yes, I do believe bonds more than crude oil. And again, lower interest rates are going to be a tailwind for the consumer. Lower oil prices will be a tailwind for the consumer as well. And I think that helps explain some of the strength that we've seen in consumer discretionary as of late. But of course, there's basic materials that are there to kind of counteract that development. So again, the move in basic materials is very real, and it should be respected accordingly. So that's what I have for today, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see if we get that Supreme Court ruling on tariffs and how stocks react. But at the end of the day, still need to see the NASDAQ 100 hit a new all-time high. The longer that divergence goes on, that failure of the NASDAQ to hit a new all-time high, the more dangerous this market is. So that's all for today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you in the TheoTrade chat room.